Hello again. I'm back with continuation because you do know the enemy will try to stop you when you are doing your father's work. So, about my father's business, I shall continue. Now, I was telling you about the value that we possess and how some people overlook our value because they have overlooked their value in life, which makes them become a pushover for the enemy and other people because they're easily influenced. They're easily fooled to think a certain way about people. They're pushovers. Okay? Now, your value, it stands out like a sore thumb. That's why I gave you the scenario, I gave you this, I said to you that you could take something of value to a pawn shop, okay? And they will give you a little bit of money and furbish it up and resell it for more money, okay? If you take it to a place like a museum, someone who specializes in things, valuable things that are ancient, they know your worth, they know the worth of that particular item, and they'll tell you that the pawn shop would have given you that $20 for it, right? If you took it to get it appraised, probably they would have gave you of the value of what they saw. But if you took it to a museum who appreciate the worth of this, they know the history of this, they will give you and tell you this thing is worth $1 million, billions of dollars in some cases. You are priceless because of your experiences. Yes, we are. As chosen women, we are some priceless, wonderful masterpiece of art that our Heavenly Father has created, handpicked, and chosen for this path in life. Okay? Just a few of us can do this. We look alone, not alone. Okay? Now, knowing this, knowing your value, then no one can persuade you to believe anything that they say against you, anything that they say about you in a negative way to someone else. Whoever hears hearsay and they go by what they have heard, fine. Because everyone, I tell you, don't think the same. Not everyone. That talent scout is out there looking. Now, when people are having this fake glory, they're not going to tell the reason why they're hating on you. Okay? They're not going to tell the real reason why everything is going down the way it is. And if they were to tell what you said, guess what they're going to do? They're going to add some spice to it. Well, I did because I thought this. No, I did because this was happening. I did because of this. But let me tell you something. Anyone that goes against the goodness of God is not a good person. They are not. Anyone that try to sugarcoat, trying to take away a beautiful baby's life, they're not a good person because everyone deserves life. There have been rape victims who've been raped and were pregnant by their rapists and kept their baby. Yes, it is. So let me tell you something. Anyone that try to sugarcoat why they tried this and why they pulled this, no. Against a new life coming into the world, don't believe the hype. There's evil in that. Yes, it is. There is evil in that decision to try it in the first place. Do not let them downplay the value of a woman who chooses life over death. A person who chooses life over loss are valuable people. Yes, they are. And I commend you, my queens, my sisters, because you have chosen life over loss. So therefore, a lot of our haters' minds are in a toss, like a salad. And that's why they continue to sing hater ballads. But let me tell you, being that you are strong and defiant, that's small things to a giant. Continue on in your glory. Continue on in God's glory that shines through you. And that's the only reason why you have the glory, why you have favor. You see me, I'm back, right? Okay. That's the favor of God. Okay. Because if the haters will have it, I would have never come back to you. Not with this. No. The essence of my Heavenly Father speaks volumes for who He is. And that's all that matters. Now, ladies, we have done a lot of things in the stride that we walk. We recognize our value. The scouts that God has put here will recognize your value. Your friends in the wilderness are especially assigned to you, sent by God to bring you out of chaotic situations. You have not been influenced in a bad way because of your strength and your focus. Everything that the enemy has targeted you for was a good thing. So, therefore, do not let someone push over onto you their guilt, okay, their shameful guilt that is eating them up at this very moment. And that's the reason for the shouts and the giggles. Don't worry about that. It speaks volumes for who they are as a group because they're not ever going to be individual until life slaps them upside the head. Okay? All right. Now, in our childhood, this is how we started out. Now, in your childhood, a lot of parents start out telling children fibs and fables about Santa Claus. And children believe that. And then they believe that there's this person coming down a chimney to bring gifts. And they start to believe that. So as you grow, the enemy starts young embedding things in your life and he sugarcoat them. There's always that sweet piece of cake with that bitter undertaste. And it starts in your childhood with the people in your surroundings that are telling you all of these make believe stories, about things. Instead of coming to your children real like they did in Bible days, there was no Santa Claus. There was no one like that. You understand? So it was always mom and dad that brought about these things in the children's life. Okay? So these things that you need to know and you need to understand and practice. And I can see now why the Jehovah Witnesses does not celebrate Christmas. I can see that. And it is why. Uh, uh, it goes deeper and deeper and deeper to be in that way. And then as you grow up, if people never grow up and get out of the fantasy of being told to in anything, fooled and influenced by anything, then that's what they are as an adult. And that's exactly what a hater is. A hater is most definitely a pushover. Okay? So, and that's when they get shocked and shook when they see the real you come out. And how they deal with that is with hatred and those giggles. Okay? So let them laugh and giggle because what they see in you is something that they wish they had, something that they lost a long time ago. Their independence as a woman, trying to find love in all the wrong places. So their final is where they are, where they sit, and where they giggle. That is their final. You are set apart, you are chosen, and you are different. You are not liked by many, but loved by few. Okay? And those are the ones who are like me and you. All right. Stand a test of time. That's you. Okay. Um, as I persist about going on with my father's business, okay, the conversations that we're going to have today and all of these things is one thing I want to talk to my sisters about. Okay, you see, a lot of people do not like to lose. Okay, and when they see something that they have lost, whether it's a battle in with the flesh, that's why we got to get away from those fights in battles, believing that we're fighting with flesh and blood. That's the trick of the enemy. And our sisters that are still out there in that storm, they're being tricked by fake love. Okay, that fake love is to keep them there. You feel me? That fake love is to keep them in the mindset that what they're doing, because see, already the demon substance that they're on is tricking them that they don't have a sickness and they are sick. So the fake love that they're getting from all these people that tell them, "Oh, I'm gonna look out for you and give you this," bam, yeah, bam, you know, that's not real love for you. That's to keep you coming back for more, because they're feeding a disease inside of you to keep you that way, and that's for their own personal gain. Okay, their own personal gain for money, their own personal gain to reach a certain goal. They got to buy something that you're paying for. You're paying for this. And once you step out of that lifestyle, then their true colors come out. They get angry with you. They begin to talk about you. All the people that gave you the fake love, oh, you are a target for hatred. Okay? And they become hate puppets by the enemy to hate on you because you're no longer the good time girl. You're not bringing it there. You don't have nowhere else to go but there. They know you're coming. They know it's your payday. They know it's the first of the month. They know you're coming with your social security check. They know you're coming. So they're going to give you all of that surface fake love. It's not real. And when you find this out, it comes at you very harsh. When you find it out is when you decide, I don't want to do this anymore. When the Lord starts to call to your soul, the unnamed known that no one knows but your soul. Your mama don't know it, your daddy don't know it, your grandmama don't know it, your granddaddy, nobody in your family, your sister, your brothers, your cousins, your aunts, your grandparents, no one knows it. Your husband, your wife, your children, no one know the name that God calls to your soul. Okay? And when he calls to you, your soul answers and it pulls you from wherever you are. Okay? And when it's that time, now it's time to go into training to become a chosen one. And if you're ready, you'll stick in there and you'll keep on going and you will become exactly what God is shaping and molding you to be. Because you're going to have to get tough love to be this way. You're going to have to get that tough love. You're going to have the courage to be disliked, to get this way, to have a strong mind and a strong focus. So the enemy cannot pull you in this direction, in that direction. And everything good that you get in your life is what you deserve to have. I tell you, the riches of the wicked are stored up for the righteous because of the decisions that we make. No matter how hard they try to come at you, how much frosting they try to put on that cake that they serve into the well damners and the worriers, the gossipers and the naysayers and the daysayers. It's all about what night says, okay? Okay. When nightfall, where you at your house, where they at someone else's. There you go. Stay that way, and we will become the strong fighting force that the least of these need. Thinking for yourself is a wonderful thing. It is so beautiful for you to do that. And once you have these colors in your mind, they become beautiful, bright colors. They're not no longer dark thoughts. They're beautiful and bright thoughts because now you've gone through everything. At least that's what you're thinking, right? It's not over. It's just that at the beginning, the road is bumpy. But after you become a force to reckon with, it's easy to walk away from any insult because it's easy and plain to see. These people don't have no life, they don't have a focus. Because if they had a focus, guess what? They would focus on it. If it was positive, it would be a great thing. But if it's you and trying to deter you, okay, they have no business about themselves. And that's a cover up, okay? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the cover up. The covering up is always harsh and full of hate. Okay? Great glory. No focus on self, and they don't want no one to see them for who they really are now. They're not going to let somebody see that. Okay. Now this comes in with your peace of mind and thinking for yourself is with the big dog and the little dog. Okay. Now let me tell you, so there was this big dog and there was this little dog, and the little dog was always like yapping up to him. Oh, Spike, Spike. Oh my goodness, Spike, you're the best, Spike. You're the big dog. You're the big dog. Everyone fears you. Oh, Spike, look at you, Spike. I admire you. Oh, Spike, I love you. So they go into this junkyard, right? And Spike goes into this gate because he sees this big, big rat. He thinks it's a rat, but it's a kangaroo. So he goes into there and he goes in there to fight this kangaroo, and he gets whooped. The kangaroo beats the hell out of Spike, and the kangaroo kicks Spike back out. Now Spike is this big giant, big old bulldog, and the little dog is a little dog, like like a chihuahua, a teeny weeny little dog up under big Spike. So after he sees Spike gets whooped on, and he look in the gate, and he's like, Spike, are you serious? Because what the little dog sees is a little mouse. He don't see the big kangaroo. So he goes in there and he whoops this mouse around, and he come out. And Spike, when Spike goes and look at the gate, he see the little dog whooping around, and he comes out. So Spike is like, now Spike looking up to the little dog. Ooh, you're the best. You're the guy, man. You're the guy. Ooh, look at you. You're awesome, man. Oh man, when I grow up, I want to be just like you. Now he's saying everything that the little dog said to him. Okay, the little dog wasn't thinking for himself. He had to take action. People got to understand. You cannot be the little dog your whole life. No, you can't look up to the big dog because big dogs are basically putting on a facade that they are the big dog. They are not the big dog. No, no, they're not. They're not the big dog. They're not the man. I wouldn't tell you no lie, man. I'm this dude. I'm that dude. I'm this one. So you're not. So don't look up to the big dog, okay? Because every big dog don't really pan out to be who they don't want you to believe that they are. No, think for yourself. Don't be a little dog. Be a little pushover like that for the big dog. Don't do that. There was a big dog that came upon me, and what really got me out of sorts, not sorts like angry or anything, it showed me who the big dog really was, is when he said that he brought a woman home from the club. Okay, your granddad. Okay, I'm not judging you. I'm just going by what you're telling me. You brought a woman home from the club. She stripped butt naked and got into bed with you. When you woke up the next morning, you said that she says to you, "I thought you were going to take it." So you bring home drunk women from the club. Okay, and after 2 weeks, you want to lay down with a woman. Okay, that shows me right there who you really are, because if you're going to go to the club and bring home a drunken woman who's going to script down to you, of course not. I'm not going to even try to get into any kind of entanglement with a guy like that. And I would not suggest that with any woman. Do not. That's why I tell you that when you are a chosen woman, you have standards, you have boundaries, and a lot of people will not like you for that. So that's not your king. No, no, no. No, it's not. That's more like you know, that's not your king. That's not the one that you want to, build anything with at all. And we follow rules. When you are a chosen woman, you know that one marriage is a marriage. By God, there is no divorce. Mankind has divorce. So when you marry someone that was married once, or sleep with a person like that was been married, you are committing adultery. Okay, and the person that's with you is committing adultery. Okay, so you don't want to be an adulteress, you know and God does not, approve divorce unless there's some abuse going there, because it gotta go. I would not do that myself. I would not be with someone who got to lay hands on me to prove a point, to bruise me. Mm-mm. No, no, no. But the adultery, That's a very, very big offense with God. It is. It is. So he doesn't honor that unless there's something going on there like that. I'm sure of it. But some people, they just jump from marriage to marriage because they cannot work it out. And then when you get into more than one, you know, then that means that either you're not doing something right or they're not doing something right. But you got to check yourself. You feel me? To be loved, to be beloved is better than to just be loved by mankind. Because you have to keep switching partners. I don't know what's wrong with that. Something is definitely deep with that piece of cake. It's a bitter undertaste. So that big dog thing, don't do that. And never, never, never is one thing that we do not do is vicariously live through people's life. We don't do that because we have our own life to live, you know? And I told you about that. When someone is vicariously living, they can either admire you openly, they can admire you silently. Um, those are the ones that you catch smiling when you might glance by. They might be going, you know, because they can't tell everybody that they admire you. So, and I like to take this time out to tell you and reflect on something I said before about Big Dog Snoop when he was with Death Row Records, when he wasn't his own man yet. He admired Easy E to the fullest. He really had great admiration for him. A lot of his ways that he really admired it, but he couldn't say anything because of who he was rolling with. You feel me? And the interviewer asked him, he was on a talk show, and the host asked him, saying, "Did you ever get a chance to tell him these things?" And that was one of Snoop's regrets in life is that he never got a chance to do it. You understand? Because he had to eat. So all your haters are not really your hater. Some of them are your secret admirers. I have to tell this to you guys because it is so beautiful and it is true. And that's how I'm hitting you with truth. Okay? That is so true. That all of the people that they may not say it, they might be standoffish because they got to stand off. They might have to sit there on that porch and laugh, so that person could feel comfortable about them being there. But actually, they might be thinking like, wow, that's a tough one right there. Sometimes you have to, they'll catch you when you leave out of town or something like that. But don't be too fooled. Don't be. When we move with confidence and fearlessness, is only because we are moving with purpose. So remember, chosen ones, tell them, chosen ones, show them that you do move with bright confidence and bright fearlessness, not dark confidence, okay? And not dark fearlessness. Because, see, dark fearlessness will get you in trouble, and dark confidence will also. That's what gets haters in trouble all the time. I was watching Crime View, Court Cam, and this one guy, he just, out of his dark confidence and his dark fearlessness, earlier that day, he was slapped up and robbed in a convenience store. Okay? He came back to the neighborhood. I mean, this guy slapped him like 3 times, a big guy. And it was clear to see that this was a tall, big white guy because he had on the mask that covered just the bottom of his face. And he got slapped up, and the man snatched his phone and just walked away. Instead of him calling the police, he developed dark confidence and dark fearlessness. So he's walking down the street and he bumps into a 15-year-old high school athlete, black young man with honors. And he shoots him 3 times in the back of the head. And it was clear for this guy to see that a big, tall white guy slapped you up and snatched your telephone and just walked out the door. And he goes back home. He goes home and leave that, come back to the same neighborhood, and he shoots and kills these people, child. Yes, he did. And it was on camcourt, you know, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. This black man, a black king, see, a black king, oh my God, a king. knows that a king without a son is like a tree without roots. And he was rooting his son to be a king. He was grooming this boy to be a king. Every Saturday they went to a game. Every Saturday he had a game to go to with his son. And since that was gone from him, this king was crushed. And the queen was up front. Both of them, that king and that queen of that prince, they laid their son to rest, that prince, at the age of 15 years old. This was a grown man that killed a child because he had dark confidence and dark fearlessness. He was a white guy, and he just killed this guy, killed this baby. And it was awful. And I'm like, we don't run like that. You got to have bright confidence and bright fearlessness so you can move around, because who's there to see you is the talent searcher, someone who's not afraid to search you out, who is grateful because your talents are your experiences. And when you speak on your experiences and you give God the glory, that's your testimony that only faith can write. Because you got to have faith that testimony will save lives, because it will do that. And you cannot be fearful to speak your truth, your story. It don't matter where you at, where hood you in, what neighborhood you in, what community you in, what job you are on. You don't know who life you are saving, who you are bringing up from up under the pressure of being thought to be the least of these. That's why I am sent to you. Yes. So I always say, peace to Queen Mother who's single and she not hanging out, tearing up the floors of the club to get her banging out by the hood farmer who be planting seeds, trying to size her up to get between her knees. I am the one he said to bring change. I don't need no introduction. You already know my name. I'm a motivation speaker. My name is Denise, and I did not come to bring war. I came to bring peace. So peace to my queen mothers who are single and they are moving with purpose. You are in leadership and you are doing it the right way. Those of you who have chosen life over loss, this is the reason why the enemy mind is in a toss. So are your haters that are tailor made. Their minds are in a toss like a salad. So daily, of course, they're going to sing those halo ballads. Let them. The only reaction they want from you is to react the way that they do. Don't do that. So if they want to speed down your street at record speed, let them do that. If they want to follow you, let them. They're watching greatness, poetry in motion. Yes, for the spirit of discernment, that's why we move like a current. We take people with us, the few that are chosen. I did not come here to bring the war. I came here to bring the peace. I am a motivational speaker, and my name is Denise. I love you, my sisters, my queens, my future, my beautiful black butterflies. Because you are there right now does not mean that is your final. That is not your finality. You are strong in your stance. Believe it. And don't be afraid to dance the David dance of forgiveness. We live in a world that is in a world that we cannot see. So, with the will that God has given you that is free, give Him praise for His grace and be all that you could be. Do you hear what I say? Be all that you could be in a good way. I love you. Peace be unto you, my sisters, my queens, again, my future, my beautiful black pie. I am my sister's keeper. So please like and subscribe and send your comments to our Father's Podcast. PLM, People Like Me, with Denise Jenkins. I am my sister's keeper. Therefore, I shall keep my sisters. I shall lead my sisters into their sobriety with love and out of any toxic situation, circumstance, or relationship. And I want you to always remember that your situation is your invitation to a better life, a better love, and better days. Yes, it is. Better days. Stay calm, stay cool, and stay collected. And always remember that respect will get you further than money. It is, I tell you, my sweet little honey. It will do that. It will. Chosen women never hide God's glory in their lives. Chosen women, show them who you are. So later on, when they look in the mirror, when they're home and they're all alone, they can see exactly who they are. Peace to Queen Mother. And to all of the silver hair queens in the nation of recovering addicts, the Sobriety Police, the Miss Do Better Alliance on all levels, all circumstances, and all situations. Miss Do Better Alliance stand tall. We stand strong. We stand together. And we do not honor the Jim Crow letter. No, no, no. Hello to all of you from the Sisters of the Circle, the GCAS, God's Children Against Suicide, all of you of the CWBARA, all of you who are confident while being a recovering addict, who accept and acknowledge this term and know that you are a superhero to save lives and raise up the least of these who have been down batted, giving out fake love, and now they're getting some real hate because they have chose sobriety, which is life over loss. Yes, it is. And hello again from the F type, that's the faith type, the BE type, the black excellence type. By the way, how are you representing your black today? How are you wearing your black today? Are you showing love or are you showing hate? I recommend the first. Show love. Much of that. That's what the world needs, a different breed. That's what we are. Mwah. Shining stars. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, my goodness. Must I do this? I tell you, I do. I must. I'd love to say hello to all of my family and my cousin Calvin Edger. I missed your birthday. I missed your call. I don't have your number, but I'll make sure everyone knows my cousin, Calvin Wayne Edger, was the first one to write my rap. The first rap I won at Largo Tibet Elementary School. Yes, it was. And I won first prize because Texas T, my cousin, my big brother, wrote my first rap. I give you honor and love, my king, and I always will. Thank you for the respect. Thank you for the love. Thank you for letting me be a little girl and letting me grow up to be a confident woman and having a black king to lean on when I needed you. Thank you so much, big cousin. I love you, man, and I always will. His birthday's September the 9th, and I'm September the 10th. Oh, yeah. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for black kings like that. Ladies, I must go now, but you keep this confidence. Take this, the ride for high. I love you all. Mwah. Peace out.